Hi everyone, Noble Rabbit here, out on the range on this nice little dreary day. This is actually some of my favorite weather. Thought I'd come out and shoot my Smith Wesson 442 airweight. Let's see, I got this about a couple weeks ago. Haven't been able to come to the range, but I have dry fired it about 1,000 times. Did a few other little things to it, so I painted the front sight, added in some stainless steel screws and ejector rod. I did a little bit of polishing on the rebound slide and replaced the springs with the Apex Tactical Carry Duty Spring Set Kit. Let's see, I've got the Hogue Baton, forget the name, grips, and other than that, that's been about it. So I'm also carrying it in a DeSantis Flex Tux appendix holster. And so what I'm going to be doing right now is a little bit of reloading, shooting, and reloading. So right now I've got 5 empty cases inside the gun. What I'm doing is, I believe it's Masad Ayoub's stress fire or modified stress reload. So what I'll be doing is I'll be coming out when I'm finished, drop the cylinder, tilt it back, pop them out, cradle in the hand, and then I will be, I forgot to mention this, reloading off these quick strips, right? So 5 rounds on this guy. It's going to take a little bit longer. I don't have any speed loaders or anything like that. I also like these because of how flat they are and how I can carry them. I've got 3 in my back pocket right now, but we're going to drop these empty cases, do a reload, fire 5, drop those empty cases, do a reload, and fire another 5. So let's give it a go. I've actually been doing a little bit of dry fire practicing with that reload. A lot of times I always want to do this weird syringe move where I just pop it down, and that I learned a long time ago, but now I've actually gotten in the habit of doing that reload exactly how I want to do it. The toughest part, I think, is getting these inside the holes where you want them and then lifting them out without pulling one out and dropping it on the ground. Let's take a look at the damage. Now, I did do one session right before this, so some of these holes are from before. So let's take a look. So we've got 4 A-zone hits there, 4 A-zone hits. We've got 1, that's still an A-zone hit. I believe I only shot that one once. And then we've got 2 Charlie, 1 A. And over here is gonna kind of suck. So 1 hit, 2 hits there, just nicked the guy. And then 1 no shoot. And then we've got, so I'm obviously doing some very rapid firing. Really, once I do that reload, it is just point the gun and just fire. Not really focusing on that front sight. Obviously, and it's so hard to actually bury that front sight down into that tiny little U-notch that's in the bottom. Well, for the most part, I think that's acceptable. Let's see. I might reset this and try something else. Anyways, let me give you a quick close-up. So this is what I've got. We've got some spent casings there. I don't want to break the 180, otherwise I would point the other way. Let's use some stainless steel screws. But otherwise, there's that painted front sight. It's a fun little gun. And it's so weird watching all these videos of people shooting, and they say you can only get through like 20 rounds and their hand starts hurting. Really? I did 100 rounds the last session. Let's see, I've already gone through about 40 in pretty quick succession. My hand doesn't hurt. The only thing that might hurt it is from the ejector rod coming out and popping it like that. But otherwise, no. So fun gun. Let's see what else I can add into this footage. All right, now that I have reset the targets, we're gonna go ahead and try this again. I'm gonna use my timer just to get an idea of how quick my draw is, how fast my reload was, or how slow my reload was. Just to see, curiosity's sake. You can laugh, I can laugh, we'll all laugh together. So let's go ahead and give this a go. Alright, God, that is just a joy to shoot. That is just really fun. I love doing that reload. Just come back out, pop it, watch those cases just fall to the ground. And then of course, you know, the most annoying part where you're just slowly like, alright, come on, get. Okay, I don't like how that target looks, but let's show you my results of point shooting solo J frame. So we've got Alpha Delta, we've got a no shoot, just gave someone a haircut right along there, and an Alpha on that. Let's see, we've got a Charlie here, and a Charlie, broke the perf, so that's an Alpha. And then over here we've got an Alpha Charlie and Alpha Charlie. That was not my best ones yet. And really a lot of that is point shooting. It's coming up, out, and hoping that my index gets me right where I want to be. So let me reset these targets. I'm going to leave these 5 empty cases inside the gun so I can come to a draw, reload, fire 5, reload, fire 5. Real quick, let's actually take a look at the time from this last round. So it was a 1.64 draw to my first shot, 0.29 split, 3.7, 3.4, 4.9. 10.21 reload, 10 seconds. Okay, anyways. 2.9, 3.3, 2.9, 4.7, and that's it. I'm gonna have to do quite a bit of practice on that draw. So what's that? I mean, that makes sense, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and reset these and start again. Targets are reset. 5 empty cases in the cylinder, and then I've got 2 5 strips in my back pocket. So we're gonna do this timed. That is just insane to me that this reload takes 10 seconds. Maybe that's good, but compared to a speed loader, which would be much faster, but it just doesn't have the concealability of a flat set of rounds. This is obviously going to be faster, I think, than just 5 loose rounds in the pocket. So, all right, here we go. So again, drawing to an empty cylinder, and then we'll reload. Okay, well, I forgot to shoot that bottom one. I put 2 into the other one, but oh well. Let's take a look at our time. So our first shot took me 11.86 seconds. I went into the wrong pocket. There's 2 here, and I went into the wrong one. Split time of 2.7, 3.7, 3.1, 5.2. So that one took me 8.82 seconds to reload, that second one. And then we have 3-4, 3-7, 5-9, 6-5. Let's take a look at the hits. So they look pretty good from here, except for one guy got away. So 2 alpha there, 2 alpha there. We've got 2 alpha here. Didn't hit that guy. And then alpha Charlie and alpha Charlie. So those were much better hits. I'm not sure if it was faster than that last round, but I did forget to shoot the one on the bottom. That's on me. You got me. Okay, overall impressions. I really like shooting this gun. It's just a shame that 38 Special is kind of expensive when I compare it to 9 that I reload for. But I think with that spring kit that I put in this, and then with buttering up the rebound slide a little bit, made a huge difference. I do notice that I sometimes drift a little right when I fire, and maybe that's just not getting that trigger pull quite where I want it. But overall, it's really smooth, with the addition of just adding these little stainless steel accents. I think it looks fun. Same thing with painting the front sight orange. That does help a little bit, even though I feel like I'm not even looking at my front sight as I'm just winging off these shots. I'm kind of relying on my index to get it right where I want it. And except for those 2 no shoots, I mean, for the most part, they're right where I'm sort of getting them. This holster, this DeSantis, what was it, the Flex Tux, is rather comfortable. Normally I go with a Kydex, but this leather one just happened to be on sale on Midway, and it suits the bill really well. I mean, it hides the gun and it's really comfortable. The ammo. What ammo was I shooting? So my first 50 rounds was this Federal 38 Special Train and Protect VPH, 158 grain. Right now during this last session, or maybe last 2 sessions, depending on what you see, is the SIG 38 Special 125 grain full metal jacket. Luckily I bought a lot of this a couple of years ago for fairly cheap, so I had ammo to be able to come out here and shoot this. What else would I change on this? Really nothing. I might take it apart again, clean it, see if there's any additional wear areas that could use a little bit of polishing, but I'm not going to go too crazy on that end. What would be cool is to eventually upgrade to the 340 PD or the M&P 340, which is the scandium alloy frame 357 Magnum. I think that would be a hell of a lot of fun to shoot. And then I might say my hand hurts from shooting one of these small J-frames. Anyways, thanks for watching my very first video. Hopefully it's not yours or my last one. And I think that's gonna do it. Thank you and take care, everybody. All right, what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna time coming out of the holster and just doing 5 quick unload shots. Just empty the whole cylinder into this target that's right in front of me. Just for curiosity's sake, I want to see how much my sights drift, how wide that bullet spread gets. Right now I'm using probably the most accurate ammo that I have for this, which is the SIG 125 grain full metal jackets. So let's go ahead and give this a go, because I'm just really curious. I have yet to do just a full cylinder dump. Really happy with that. So let's take a look real fast at the time. So that was 5 seconds. My first shot took me 1.43 to jump on fire. It's actually not too bad. On my competition rig, I can normally get at like 1.20, 1.25. Second shot, well, let's just call out the splits. 0.27, 0.25, 0.26, 0.25. I mean, I'm happy with that. So let's take a look at these hits, because I'm also really happy with this as well. So we've got 4. This one kind of folded down, and that's the 5 hits right there. Like, that is decent for me. Very cool. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this again, but with my actual carry ammo that I have right now. It is Federal Hydroshock 125 grain plus P ammo. Let's see what the results are compared to that. Okay, let's try that again. I should say that the target is 5 yards in front of me. It's not a great distance, but it feels like it might be a normal self-defense distance. So right now I've got those Federal Hydroshocks in here. So let's go ahead and give that a test. Okay, really happy with those hits as well. So let's see what we have here. Let's see, first shot was 1.54, so a little slower. And now the split times, 2.6, 2.6, 2.5, 2.7. So fairly consistent with that double action pull of the Smith Wesson 4.42. Let's take a look at the hits. About the same, but just a little bit tighter. So extremely happy with those results. So if there's one thing that I can also take away from this is dry fire, dry fire, dry fire, and grip, grip, grip. As long as your index is good when you come out and your grip is fine, every time you pull that trigger, your sight should be coming down. I mean, technically they shouldn't even be lifting, but if you can keep it there, you can control that, especially with that double action. Now what I have done and what I have noticed in the past is when I am dry firing, if I'm trying to be really quick or if my thumb gets in the way of my trigger finger, I can short stroke it and then you have to come all the way back around. And I've done that a few times when I'm really trying to just press that trigger as fast as I can. I'm not releasing all the way. One of the things that I might do is put back the stock spring set and see how that performs and how much my sights or how worse my trigger pull gets. Because ideally I would love to maintain the factory springs in there and just do slight polishing to smoothen it up. And also with that rebound spring that goes in the rebound slide, that really pushes your finger off and really wants you to get that reset. It's almost like a glove. It really kind of forces that reset. So even if I short stroke that, it'll be a lot harder. So hopefully I can initially get that trigger reset the whole way. All right, I think that is going to do it. So thanks again.